Hello and welcome to episode 13 of Learn English with Photos. My name is Geoffrey Hill, and in this lesson I'm going to be looking at Stonehenge, one of the world's best known historical and cultural sites. In the first part of the lesson, I'll talk about some photos I took during a visit to Stonehenge in June 2012. Then I'll go over some of the vocabulary. And finally, I'll ask you some questions relating to this topic. Stonehenge is a prehistoric monument in Wiltshire, England, about 8 miles or 13 kilometres north of Salisbury. This UNESCO World Heritage Site consists of the remains of a ring of standing stones set within earthworks. This area is also home to hundreds of burial mounds, which supports the theory that Stonehenge was a burial ground when it was constructed. Some archaeologists and scientists believe that the burials began in 3000 BC. According to others, the first stone was erected in 2500 BC. Most agree that Stonehenge was last used as a burial site during the Iron Age. The construction of Stonehenge as it appears today took some 1500 years to complete. Some scholars believe that large portions of the original monument were destroyed, giving us a very incomplete picture of how it once looked. Here you can see an artist's impression of the completed circle. The giant sarsen stones, which form the outer circle and weigh as much as 50 tons each, came from the Marlborough Downs, 20 miles north of Stonehenge. It seems hardly conceivable that with very little technology and few materials, the builders managed to move them at all. Despite the fact that relatively little is known about the original structure and the purpose of Stonehenge, it has been established that there is definitely a spiritual element to its existence. Druids, who are members of an ancient order of Celtic priests, claim that their religion has celebrated the summer solstice at Stonehenge for nearly 800 years. Stonehenge may also have been used to predict important celestial occurrences, such as the equinox or eclipses. From 1972 to 1984, Stonehenge was used as the venue for an annual free festival, but a ban was imposed in 1985 at the request of English Heritage, the public body which manages the site. This ban was lifted in 2000, and summer solstice celebrations have been held ever since. The number of visitors to Stonehenge has gradually increased from 38,000 per year in 1922 to over 900,000 today, and people from all over the world come to see this unique attraction and marvel at its impressive dimensions and age-old history. As you might expect, Stonehenge is very popular with school groups. I visited Stonehenge in June 2012. After paying my £8 entrance fee, I was given an audio guide device, which provides a running commentary as you go round, and greatly enhances the enjoyment and interest of the visit. The guide is available in English and 9 other languages: French, Italian, Spanish, German, Japanese, Mandarin, Russian, Dutch and Swedish. Although the public used to have free access to the site, it was cordoned off in 1977 as a result of severe erosion of the earthworks and vandalism to the stones. You now have to keep to the path. The existing facilities for visitors, largely constructed in the 1970s, are now totally inadequate. There's a gift shop selling books, Stonehenge-related souvenirs, jams and alcohol, and a kiosk-style cafe selling hot and cold snacks. Although there's a small outdoor area with benches for sitting, there's no covered area, so too bad if it rains. The good news is that a new visitor centre is due to open in 2013. Here's an artist's impression of what it will look like. Of course, people don't go to Stonehenge for the gift shop and cafe. The real magic is in the stones themselves. It's incredible to think that the site is over 4,000 years old. I wonder what will remain of our civilization 4,000 years from now. Well, that ends our visit to Stonehenge. I'm now going to go over some of the vocabulary we've seen. I'll say each word twice, and you can repeat it after me if you like. I'll also give a definition and make some comments where appropriate. The first word is archaeologist. Archaeologist. An archaeologist is someone who studies the societies and peoples of the past by examining the remains of their buildings, tools, and other objects. Ban. Ban. A ban is an official ruling that something must not be done, shown, or used. For example, in the United States, many people would like to see a ban on the sale of guns. Ban is also a verb. Smoking was banned in French restaurants a few years ago. Burial. Burial. Burial is the act or ceremony of burying a dead body. Druid. Druid. A druid is a priest of an ancient Celtic religion. For ceremonies, druids usually wear white robes. Earthworks. Earthworks. Earthworks are a large bank of earth that was built long ago in the past and often used as a defence. Eclipse. Eclipse. An eclipse is an occasion when the moon passes between the earth and the sun so that you cannot see all or part of the sun for a time. Equinox. Equinox. The equinox is one of 2 times in the year, around the 20th of March and the 22nd of September, when the sun is right above the equator and day and night are of equal length. Erosion. Erosion. Erosion is the gradual destruction of the surface of something through the action of wind, rain, or human activity. Festival. Festival. A festival is an organized series of events, such as musical concerts or drama productions. The Glastonbury Music Festival is one of the most famous. Gift shop. Gift shop. A gift shop is a shop or store that sells goods that are suitable for giving as presents. You often find gift shops in places visited by tourists, such as museums or historical monuments. Iron Age. Iron Age. The Iron Age was a period of time which began when people started making things from iron. That's about 3,000 years ago. Jam. Jam. Jam is a thick, sweet food that is made by cooking fruit with a large amount of sugar, and that is usually spread on bread. I eat jam on toast for breakfast every day. Monument. Monument. A monument is something such as a castle or bridge which was built a very long time ago and is regarded as an important part of a country's history. Prehistoric. Prehistoric people and things existed at a time before information was written down. Ring. Ring. A group of people or things arranged in a circle can be described as a ring. Scientist. Scientist. A scientist is a person who studies one or more of the natural sciences, for example, physics, chemistry, or biology. Solstice. Solstice. The summer solstice is the day of the year with the most hours of light. In Britain, that's usually June the 21st. Souvenir. Souvenir. A souvenir is something which you buy or keep to remind you of a holiday, place, or event. Stone. Stone. A stone is a large piece of stone put somewhere in memory of a person or event, or as a religious symbol. Vandalism. Vandalism. Vandalism is the deliberate damaging of things, especially public property. Weigh. Weigh. If someone or something weighs a particular amount, this amount is how heavy they are. For example, you could say, he weighs 60 kilos, and the amount that something weighs is its weight with a T. Right, that's all for the vocabulary. I'm now going to ask you a series of questions. I suggest you stop the recording to give yourself time to answer. And don't just answer yes or no. Try to give as much information as possible. Question 1. What do you think attracts people to Stonehenge? Question 2. Would you like to visit Stonehenge? Why or why not? Question 3. What other famous historical monuments have you heard of or visited in Great Britain? Question 4. What is the most interesting historical monument you have ever visited? Question 5. If you could visit any historical monument in the world, which one would you choose and why? Question 6. What monuments would you recommend a visitor to your country should see? Question 7. What can we learn from studying history? Question 8. What is the best way to preserve our historical and cultural heritage for future generations? Okay, that's the end of this lesson. I hope you found it useful, and I look forward to working with you again on another episode of Learn English with Photos.